today, Robin Phillips. So Robin, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we may have met in New Orleans, fall 2019 at EXPCon. I know we at least caught a Uber together, our spouses and us on the way to, I think, the after party. Was that the first time we met in New Orleans?
I think so.
Yeah, cool.
That was the first time we met.
Okay, awesome. Oh, okay, awesome. We got both of you today. I'm excited about that. Good to see you guys. I was trying to find you guys on camera. I couldn't find you. So
I know.
I remember that Uber ride. Like, I mean, that was, gosh, 3.5 years ago or something like that. Like, I just remember that moment so vividly, and your guys' humor and like your positive energy. Like, you guys are just so fun to be around. So when I saw you guys book the interview today, I was so excited that you guys decided to come on. So let's dive into it. So what market are you in? What's your real estate business look like today? And then we'll start talking about some attraction stuff.
Okay, we're in Charleston, South Carolina, and the weather's beautiful.
Today is gorgeous.
Yes, it's gorgeous. So yeah, we're doing attraction as well as running a big real estate business. We'll close about 500,000 in GCI this year. And nice. Yeah, just running our agent attraction business like a business.
Yep.
I love it. Is it, do you have team members or is it just you guys?
Just the two of us.
Just us. We've got assistants and showing assistants and stuff like that, but just us.
Well, that's a good year. 500K GCI. Not too bad. Not too bad.
Not too bad.
I love it. So
I want that to be 0.
Yeah, exactly. Get the rev share up. So,
yeah.
You know, I support that mission.
Yeah.
So you guys, like, how long have you been with EXP now? About what, 4 years, 4.5 years?
Yeah. 2018 we joined.
2018. So just over 4 years. Cool.
Yeah.
And where were you before?
At that red company.
Yeah. The red company.
KW. Yeah.
That's what I thought. So
Yeah.
You're there, you're successful over there. What made you make the switch to EXP?
Well, I'll make it short. So we lived in the Bahamas for 16 years, and we sold the resort at the bottom of the market to bring our autistic son here to the US to get a better education. And so we started over with no savings at 40 years old.
Yep.
So we went head on into real estate with the goal to build a retirement. And, you know, as John well pointed out, plan was not working. So when we heard about EXP, we thought, you know what, if this sucks and the whole thing is wrong, we can just go back to Keller Williams. So
I mean, the big thing for me was the agent at Keller Williams gave her this video to watch and said, you know, deep dive into this and give me your opinion. So she spends 2 weeks doing spreadsheets. I'm pissed.
I did, actually.
I'm like, what the hell are you doing? We got a real estate business to run and you're over here. We're building a team. And I said, and you're doing all this for this guy? I mean, really? And so I walk out of the office, and then about 2 or 3 days later, she says, listen, I need you to watch this video. This guy Brent's flying down to meet with us, and I need you to watch this before he comes. So I'm in my garage tinkering on my car, smoking a cigar, watching this. And I get about halfway through it, and I call her up and I'm like, this is a no fucking brainer. Why do you spend 2 weeks?
Right.
And it was being business owners most of our adult life. At Keller Williams, I was sold that bill of goods that this would be a place to build our business. Well, realistically, it's not a place to build your business.
Yeah.
You know, and as a real estate agent, you're not really building your business. You don't own a piece of that.
Yeah.
You know, you own theoretically, in some cases, you own your database, et cetera. But EXP gave us the opportunity to actually own shares in the company. That's what excited me. I was looking at buying market centers with KW, and the costs were just like outrageous, which means I'd had to bring in investors, and I couldn't figure out how to make money at it. So EXP seemed it was just perfect.
Yeah. That's a good point. It's so true. It's like every other brokerage, it's a place where you can be self-employed, have a job. It's not a real business. You know, if you look back to Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I always have it on my desk here. Book changed my life. If you haven't read it, highly recommend it. But it has the idea of a cash flow quadrant, and it's you know, it's like you got the business quadrant, you have the investor quadrant, self-employed, and employee, and you want to be above the line because having a business is better than self-employed. Being an investor is better than being an employee. And a business is supposed to pay you. It's if you're gone, it's supposed to run without you. It's supposed to pay you a profit, even if you're not working. Self-employed is what most real estate agents are, being that they have to show up to work. And EXP is really the first company that's given the opportunity at scale for agents to truly be business owners. You know, it's truly a business that pays you revenue share, which is really cool. So you guys make the switch. You know, you said no brainer. Robin was doing spreadsheets. You said no brainer. You made the switch. Sounds like primarily for revenue share, so that you could have that additional stream of income. How's it going so far? How many agents do you have in your organization, and how many total FLAs, FLQAs?
So we're 204
Total.
We have 13 FLQA, 11 FLA.
Awesome. So what has been your main approach to build that?
Well, we've been all over the shop. I'll
Yeah,
tell
I'm
you
not
that
gonna
much.
lie.
As most of us.
Yeah.
So we did come up with a strategy, which John, like, I'm going through our strategy and we taught this and I'm going, wow, John does like pretty much exactly what we do. So kudos.
Yeah.
I will say a couple of things that we know have made a difference for us is that when you make a list, yes, you want to make a list of the agents that you know, but sometimes that's just in your local market. And we really encourage you to think global. If you don't know any agents outside of your current market, then call your friends and your family that live in different markets and say, hey, what are the top agents that you know? And see if you can make that connection. Say, hey, you know, John asked me to give you a call. He said, you're amazing. Because we know that when you have multiple legs around the US, you're going to grow so much faster than if you just stay in your local market. So just make that list, think big. And then we track it. You know, we track what we're doing, how we're doing it, what's working. And it's so important, whether you do it on your wealth chart or whether you do it on an Excel spreadsheet, whatever it is, make sure you're tracking your numbers just like you would do.
Yeah. And leverage technology. I can't express that more. I mean, like CRM Grow, whatever you decide to use is
whatever your go high level platform, whatever you're going to use.
Some kind of CRM system.
I mean, I just say, take your real estate business and what you're doing and the way you're treating your successful real estate business is how you treat your attraction business, because that's what it is. It's a business. The two are almost identical. The only thing you're swapping as a client is for an agent.
Yeah, assuming
the same way you drip on a client, the same way you follow up with them every year, see what they like to have. You got to do the same thing with your agents.
It really is that easy. It's crazy.
And don't tell me it's that difficult, because we make the calls. This one called expires for 3 years for 4 hours a day. So that's how she built the business to begin with.
And we do a lot of live events too. We are now doing, we've gotten away from cold calling agents, which we used to do a lot. I mean, not cold call, like I knew these people, but we had very strategic scripts where we invited them to a lunch and learn or an event or something like that. And then just said, hey, how's your business? And they talk about their business and you're like, what's their pain? Okay, great. You know, I had this amazing agent named AJ, man. He has gone through the exact same thing you've gone through. I would just love to get you on a call with him, man. I'm not sure I can get him because he's huge, but you know, if I could get him, would you take that call? And they're like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, whatever, you know? So that strategy worked a lot, but now with live events, it's just so much easier because you can make that connection at the event and then follow up with a 3-way or a strategy call.
Yeah, this is all gold. So let's break it down a little bit. So you said the list, make sure it's a list that is going to allow you to expand, across the country, eventually internationally. I agree with that. I think that's great advice. The script that you guys are using to go out of the state is what I learned from Rob Flick, right off the bat. Call someone out of state. Hey, do you have a great agent that you can recommend to me? And then that opens up the conversation. Now you call that agent and say, hey, my sister-in-law, Shannon recommended to me that you're a great agent in the Tulsa, Oklahoma market. Would love to just chat with you about how I'm expanding my business or something like that to just open up the conversation. I think that's gold. How many states and countries is your 200 plus agents in at this point, would you say?
We have it written down. We're in California, Maryland,
Obviously Charleston.
Charleston, obviously. We are in Hilton Head.
No, we're in Mexico.
Mexico, true.
Nice.
I think that's it. Oh, no, we're in Florida too.
Nice.
So
So like
somewhere else.
7-8 different markets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. 7-8 different markets. You guys are on vacation. Agents are selling houses nationwide. Mexico, pretty cool. So the next thing you guys said was CRM system. Make sure you have one. Do you think the key is with the CRM system just because you're more organized, or is there something that you're doing that you think is maybe unique or that a lot of people might not know about a CRM system that could help everybody watching?
Well, it was imperative when we started doing live events and I was calling agents to invite them. And what we would do is I basically print out a list off of the MLS and then I would send it to my VA. She would then go on the MLS and take all their phone numbers and email addresses and enter it into CRM Grow. And then I would work off that list. I would call them and then we would drip on them and invite them. And it produces a task every day, the people I need to call. For a while, I had my admin on the Zoom call with me when I was making the calls, and she would update the CRM as I was talking to the people. She would put the notes in there, what the people said, and every day I would get on with her. She would say, "Okay, we're calling X, Y, and Z," and she would bring them up, and that worked really, really well. But now I'm kind of shifting more towards kind of figuring out what our superpower is, what the things that we're really good at in real estate, and then coming up with teaching that, coming up with
That's what we're doing in our live events is we've chosen, well, back to the CRM. So in the CRM, it's just like anything. If you talk to a lot of people, and the 2-10-40 is an awesome strategy, but if you're talking to 40 people a month, you've got to remember what happened with 40 of those people and then 80 the next month. And you're obviously going to glom onto the ones that you can convert the most quickly, but you also want to follow up with those people that just aren't ready yet. And the door isn't open yet, but it will be, so you got to stay in touch.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. And it's refreshing to see how you guys are treating it like a business. I think that's so important. You mentioned having an assistant helping you organize the database, record the notes, keep you on track. So you're investing in an assistant, you're investing in a CRM system. I feel like so many agents who want this bad don't invest anything, don't have a system. They make 10 calls and maybe no one signs up. So they're just like get demotivated. It's like, it just makes me want to shake people. It's like, this is a multiple 7-figure year opportunity.
I know.
In residual income, and you don't want to invest $100 a month into a CRM system. You don't want to hire a virtual assistant that you can pay for full-time work, $500 a month. And you don't need a VA necessarily, but you certainly need a CRM system. You got to have a place to keep your contacts or in order to Robin's point, that's a lot of people. Yeah. So it's cool to see that you guys are doing that. Now talk a little bit more about your live events and how you're doing those, because I think that's a great strategy that everyone can utilize.
Well, just to David's point about the superpower is everybody has something that they do well. And I think some people get all up in their head and they think, oh, okay, maybe I made $100,000 this year. Maybe I only made $25,000 this year. And I don't have anything that anybody would want to listen to me talk about. But it's not true, because there are agents that just started in the business and they don't know what a pre-listing packet is. They don't have a great listing presentation. Like, just even the simplest things that you do well, even a script for calling expireds or whatever, you can teach something either on a webinar or create a live event around it. And, you know, people will come. It's really not that hard, particularly right now. People are starving for
I'm scared.
So, you know, just get out there and choose something you do well and just do it. Be in action.
Yeah.
That's great advice. Everyone has something they can share. And it's, even if you're a brand new agent, like, you could legit go to YouTube and type in how to get listings, and you'll probably find other people's webinars on how to get listings. And you can just take all the notes, create your own slides. You know, the teacher is the one that always learns the most too. So it's like, what's so cool about the rev share business is, like you guys said, take what you're doing successfully in your real estate business, apply it to this. If you're new, the habits you got to learn to sell more houses are the habits that are going to make you a good attractor. If you need to learn what to teach because you're new, well, you're learning that stuff, then utilize it in your real estate business. Now you're selling more houses. It's like, they just blend so well. And that's why EXP agents sell a lot of real estate, but you can also make passive income because everything's just a complementary business. It's an add-on. I love that advice. So you decide on a topic that you're going to teach, you have a format. And if you're a little nervous to do an event like this, everyone's a little nervous for their first event. If you've never spoken in front of people, practice at your house. I remember when we first started doing lunch and learns in Charlotte, like, we got together and we practiced our part of the lunch and learn together, so we would do a better job. So you got all that figured out. You got your presentation, you got what you're going to talk about. You start inviting guests to this event. What's like the format? Are you doing it at a restaurant, coffee shop? Talk a little bit like the nitty gritty of how you actually put these things together.
Yeah, so we have a business club, like a private business club here in Charleston, that we are not members of, but we have a lender who is a member of this club. So we hold the events at this kind of members only swanky club. And the cool thing is the venue is free. There's just a food and beverage minimum. So we have 3 sponsors and we invite people. The basis of this is a mastermind, and it's a true mastermind where we go there with no topic and the value comes from the people there, and everybody gets to talk, where we, you know, introduce ourselves. We tell them why they're there and that we expect everybody to participate. We start throwing out topics, we vote on those topics, and then we mastermind for about 45 minutes. We have, prior to the mastermind, now added in where we are zooming in someone in our organization that's a killer and just having them give some nuggets. We had Jessica Nieto on there last time. She's out of California. She did 260 transactions last year for 142 million. So we had her just pop in there and, you know, give a couple of nuggets. It's a great draw to get people to the event. So then we mastermind for about 45 minutes. Then we go around the room and everyone has to give their top takeaway. After that, they fill out a survey. The purpose of the survey is we want some kind of feedback or comment that we can then post on social media. We literally read them on social media.
That's cool.
If they fill it out, they get put in a hat for a $50 Amazon gift card. So we almost get 100% of the people that fill them out. And then
You also asked them, is there any agents that you think we should call to invite? And you'd be amazed how many, I mean, they're listing names and email addresses.
So,
then we call those people like, hey, Jennifer said we should invite you.
Yeah.
And they're like, really? Thanks. You know,
it makes it special. Like, hey, they want me there. That's pretty cool.
which is cool. And then we just do a thing at the bottom for the sponsors, like, do you want the sponsors to reach out to you? And our sponsors attend the entire mastermind and participate. And I can tell you that the feedback we get from them is this is the best converting event that they pay for.
That's cool. Yeah.
We have a cash bar afterwards.
Yeah,
That's the important bit. Alcohol is very important. And then we also have some hors d'oeuvres so that they can, you know.
yeah.
So well, hanging out with you guys, I know it would be a good time for sure. So this is great. I've never heard this format quite like this. So it's like if you're a brand new agent, you can do this because you're not even bringing the topic. You're just facilitating a great group of people, which is amazing. So like how many people would you say is at this event?
It's still pretty small. We're about 20 agents
Yeah,
per event.
that's
Yeah.
pretty big. Like for this format, like I was thinking maybe like 10, so that's really good.
Yeah,
Is
we'd
it-
like to do around 60, 65 and put them
Yeah.
at individual tables and stuff like that, but
That'd be cool.
take some
Yeah.
time to build.
Is it like the people are like repeat guests at this point, or you try to get like new people always?
It's interesting. It started off, I mean, we've had a lot of repeat because what we did is we did two different formats. We had the top agent mastermind, which was just for the top 2% in our market. And
And
then
it was hard to get them there.
it really was because they're obviously really busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it, probably more so than the other one we do, which is
Any
or
agent.
any agent, and it's impactful insights is the name of it. And so it's a lot easier to get people there. That
And
is-
it's been good. We do have some repeats that come literally every single time.
Yeah.
But we tend to have a lot of new people as well. And I think agents just get busy. Once a month is a lot,
Yeah.
believe it or not. That's a lot of committed time. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see how many people keep coming, but
People are hungry for knowledge, and they want to figure out what everybody's doing. And I
Yeah.
think it's key.
and just so
Especially
you
right
know,
now.
we do not talk about EXP. We don't
No, one
ever
bit.
pitch EXP. We say nothing about anything except for we have big banners in the room that say EXP and we wear like EXP stuff, but that's it.
Yeah, cool. When do you actually like try to convert them to EXP?
The goal is to have a conversation at the event
Mhm.
and call them up later and just say, hey, like at the last event, we had a woman who is freaking incredible. I won't tell you her story, but it's like brought me to tears.
Mhm.
And she's got so many leads and doesn't have any time to work them.
Mhm.
And I was like, well, I think you really need to build some kind of a team. Has anybody ever talked to you about that? Nope. I was like, okay, well, we really need to jump on a call. I can help. And she's like, would you? And I was like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we'll jump on a call. There's the pain. Let's solve the
Yeah.
pain.
Yeah.
EXP's got every friggin' tool and system you could possibly want. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's good. Build deeper relationships outside of the meeting, go a little bit
Mhm.
deeper. Yeah, that's good. It's like, I think a lot of people hear this and they're like, oh, it's a lot of work, or, having 20 people there isn't going to get me there fast enough. Like these are just some things that in my mind, I could see some people might be thinking, and it's like, this is the gold, like adding value, building stronger relationships. And it's like, I always say, you're one agent away from your life drastically changing through revenue share. And it takes like just these small base hits. So it's like, if you do 12 of these a year, and let's just say you just get 12 people to sign up from this one lead source, 12 solid people that were handpicked essentially to be there, that's a massive, massive win. And one of those agents could just, they know someone who knows someone that ends up building the biggest line in your organization. You get to 1,000 agents in the next 2 years. And that's, I think, moving forward as a company, the attractors that are doing what you're talking about here, from the list outside your area to being purposeful with a CRM system to doing these local events are going to be the ones that really win big. So this is good. What else would you want to add to the events, or is that kind of like, that's it, that's the sauce? Because I saw Will post it. He's like, do you have a playbook? And you'll probably have to take a little notes because I hear the playbook, but it would be cool to have like a PDF of it. It's like, make your list, invite the agents, get the venue, invite them to the venue. Once they're at the venue, you brainstorm topics. Then you have an outside speaker come in over Zoom. They train for maybe 10, 15 minutes. The mastermind portion is 45 minutes. Everyone shares their ahas. There's a playbook. It's really that simple. And I think sometimes we overthink things. Is there anything else to it though that we didn't cover?
To the live event, I don't think so. I mean, I will say that the actual mastermind makes it so easy because I don't have to plan, I don't have to get a panel, I don't have to, it takes all the work out of it.
Yeah.
We are doing, as well as these masterminds, we have now started a live event once a month where we're doing an actual training. The first one we're doing is how to hire a virtual assistant. So we'll be doing a 2-hour live thing that's just me as a talking head, like how do you hire a virtual assistant? But the purpose of that is then directly, the feedback form will directly say, do you want to book a strategy call on how to help grow your business with virtual assistants? And then that's going to go straight into a direct conversation about EXP. So that will convert a little bit faster because it's a little bit more intentional. But the purpose of the masterminds too is, we just went to a big event with everybody in Charleston, right? Our update from our local board for the market update. And, we walked in there, we saw all these people that came to our masterminds. They're waving to us from across the room, big hugs. How's it going? Good to see you again. Can't wait to get back to the mastermind. We're building a name for ourselves in the local community. So, what we are also hoping is that when we have a conversation with someone about EXP, that they know it's genuine, that it's coming from, we really do want to help you change your business and change your life. We're not just ticking the box for how many FLQAs we have, or, if someone hears about EXP and they think, well, gosh, Robin and David are with EXP, we love them. Let's call them and see what they've got going on. So it's about building a brand, just like you would do for your real estate business.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I know Will, who asked that question, is loving this right now because they do some really great events where they are, and like they had like one of those big paddle boats, and they did the event on that, and they do all these really fun things. That's a really heavy lift, really. So if he's sitting there with his wife Veronica, he's probably like, this is way simpler than what we're doing. We got to implement this, because a lot of it is keeping things simple, so it isn't such a heavy lift. Like you said, you don't even have to prepare; you just show up, and that's amazing. So
we're going to start. The next thing we're doing with that is we're going to record that. And then we take that and that creates the webinar, which we then go and put out on social media and promote that. And we can leverage that nationally and then get people to register for that. Then they go into the database and then we're dripping on them obviously we're trying to get them to book a strategy call with us.
Yeah, that would be gold because you can, so everyone knows, you can't run Facebook ads to, hey, join me at EXP, but you can run Facebook ads to how to hire a virtual assistant in your real estate business. And then on the back end, everyone that registers for the webinar becomes a lead for you. And as a side note, just if you guys want to add some affiliate income, because as you start doing these kind of things, it's good to offset your expenses, even make a profit. Onlinejobs.ph. Have you guys used that platform at all to hire VAs?
That's who we get.
Yeah.
Do you have the affiliate program?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, good. So they have a great affiliate program. So you guys are on it. That's amazing. So if you guys don't know, onlinejobs.ph is a great place to find virtual assistants. And if you want to attend their webinar for free, hit them up now before you hire a virtual assistant. They'll give you their affiliate link. Because what you do with that platform, just so you guys know, you pay it's like $69. You pay for the month, you hire a virtual assistant, and then you can cancel it if you don't need to hire anyone else. And then when you got to hire someone again, you can pay for it again. I usually just pay for it ongoing because I usually make a few hires throughout the year. And it's a great platform because you hire direct to the VA versus having a middleman. So it keeps the cost way down. And I found if you take their webinar on it, it's gonna be much more effective because there is a skill to hiring VAs to get the right ones and not waste a lot of time in hiring the wrong ones. So there is a process that you want to follow when hiring VAs because they can be a lot of work if you hire the wrong one. Or it can be the best thing ever for your business if you hire the right one. And usually it comes down to more your training of that person more than anything. It's not that you hired the wrong one. It's just you're not really sure how to train and lead a virtual assistant because it is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, when you guys get that all set up, that'd be really cool to see that. I'd love to check it out, and maybe we can do something inside the group and promote it for you guys. Well, good stuff. So we're up here on the hour. What would be maybe a singular piece of advice or just inspiration, motivation for the group? Think about that for 1 second. But first, I just wanted to hear what your goals are for 2023 when it comes to your attraction numbers.
Okay, so we don't know how this is going to happen and we don't care because we
I
have
love
just,
that.
right? It's like we don't have to know the how.
Yeah.
So we're just focused on it. So the goal is by the end of the year to be at 400 in our group, so double our 200. And we want to add 25 to our top line.
Amazing. That's the attitude. It's like, that's where people go wrong in goal setting. They go to write down what they really want, and they stop because they don't know the how yet. And that just stops people in their tracks, and they'll never achieve their dreams because they're thinking, well, how am I going to do that? How am I going to do that? The how will reveal itself when you just take those little steps towards that big goal. So that's a nugget right there. that little piece is, I don't care how, we'll figure out the how. We just need to make that big goal and take action towards it. So what's the one piece of advice or inspiration that you can share with the group today?
My one point is that don't try and reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
We're all smart, intelligent, entrepreneurial people at EXP because that's typically what gets attracted to this model.
Yeah.
And we all think we're smarter than the average bear. And so I can figure out a way to do this better. Bullshit. There's people out there that are doing this on a massive scale, very successfully. Just copy and paste. It's really not that complicated. It's just like the real estate business. It's not complicated. But what is the saying? It's not difficult.
It's not easy, it's simple.
Yeah, something like that. It's just, you just got to do the work. Just get up in the morning, time block your time, do the work, and it'll happen. That's all there is to it.
Yeah,
and I would say you do not have to do live events. You do not have to do any of this. We have someone who attracted 20 agents on our downline in 4 months because he called them up and he's like, hey, guess what? I joined EXP. You want to know why? They freaking rock. I'm going to do a group text with you and Robin, and we're going to get on a 3-way call, and Robin's going to tell you why you should join EXP. Literally, that was his entire script. And he attracted 20 agents. Okay. So all I'm saying is, what we're doing is great and we enjoy it and we built it out and whatever, but don't get ready to get ready to get ready. Just do you and get out there and have fun. You're changing people's lives. You're literally changing their lives. They are going to 5 years from now be so grateful that they picked up the phone and said yes to EXP.
Yeah.
When I call agents, before that I dial that number and I talk to the phone and I say, if you answer this phone, Eric, I am going to change your life. Okay. Answer the effing phone. And I get on there and I'm like, I have that passion that I'm really coming from contribution. I really honestly in my heart want to help this person become the best version of themselves. And we can do that.
And then you have to actually help them.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise they leave you. That's a whole nother conversation.
Enthusiasm sells, and you guys have enthusiasm. Your agent that was like, EXP rocks, that's why I joined. Like this enthusiasm. Well, you guys should just do this, just see what it's like. If you've only ever been at EXP or maybe one other brokerage, like go into like 5 brokerages in your local market and just like get like a tour or like just walk around real quick by yourself and then leave. These places have no energy. It's like especially now, like people are afraid, like you guys said, like it's like the life's been sucked out of these little mom and pop brokerages, even the big brokerages. So when you call with enthusiasm and you're having fun, you're doing a mastermind, you're getting together, people are just attracted to that. A lot of real estate agents just choose a new brokerage because they want to surround themselves with new people. It's like, okay, EXP sounds good, but these people look like they're having more fun. And I don't know what it is about them, but it feels like they can add more value to my life than where I'm at. And I know you guys can see it through this interview. So thanks for coming on, guys. This was awesome. Once you get that class done, shoot me a text. I'd love to hear how it goes when you present it live and when you get the recording and the webinar going. love to see it. If I can help in any way, let me know. And we'll have you guys on, hopefully, let's say July, August, see how you're tracking towards your goal of 400 this year.
Could be
Love
more-
it.
Could be more.
Yeah. 400 or more is the goal.
Or more.
All right. We'll see you guys. Thanks for coming
All
on.
right,
All right,
take care, guys.
bye y'all.
See you.